Welcome back to part one of the LMG project. Got the wife here again. She's probably going to laugh at me here in a minute. We just got this whole thing stripped apart. Couple of things. We did a baseline chrony test and it was, what was the FPS on it?
324.
324 with a .32 gram BB. That's a hot gun, at least for my field. Couple of things on it right away. We see there's bushings and not bearings. It seems to be overall pretty decent construction here. It's got the silver wires kind of like on the SEMA Platinum boxes. And it looks like it's got a pretty decent nozzle. I'm not sure if that's an O-ring nozzle or not, but chrony testing was amazing. We had probably like a deviation of maybe 1 or 2 FPS over the string. And it was like 324 spot on almost exactly every shot. Very consistent. I'm kind of hesitant to change anything in the compression set at this point because of that. I think we can make it a little bit better. We do have a SEMA Platinum gearbox with bearings and 13:1 ratio gears, so that could speed it up a little bit as far as the ROF goes. Overall, it's all metal, basically your standard AEG setup. The motor in it is absolutely dog water terrible, as PewDiePie would say. It's dog water, hot dog water in fact. It's not very powerful. The magnets in it are really weak. Just sticking a screwdriver to it. Compared to the SEMA rare earth magnet motors, this one's just trash. Grip, standard A2 trash. We're gonna change that out because we want to be the best and professional. Has a quick change spring in the gearbox, and it is accessible when it's in the gun, so that will make tuning way nicer. We're going to be taking off this stupid pigtail curlicue hunk of garbage, and we're going to be putting a Dean's on it. It's probably going to get an Aster. What do you think, dear? You think it's going to get an Aster?
Does it need anything?
What?
An Aster.
Does what need anything?
Does it... Do you think it needs an Aster?
Everything needs an Aster, let's be honest.
Okay.
And we are back just like that. So I had this EMG box laying around. It's got 13:1s. It's short stroked by 4 teeth. Using EMG everything, the cylinder head, the sleeve. I am using the piston that was in this LMG originally, and I did drill it out for some weight reduction. Now it's kind of a weird piston. It's like recessed and the sector gear still grabs it fine. It does have a deleted second tooth, which is why I went with that one. We will be running the SEMA. This is like a rare earth magnet or neodymium magnets. I had this on my other build, which is getting upgraded to brushless. So this is going to go in this build, and this should be a pretty solid box. We've got the VFC O-ring sealed nozzle on the front. We did put a stronger tappet plate spring in. Everything's there. We did put the VFC trigger on, the lightning bolt trigger, which looks pretty cool. It's going to be sweet in this LMG. And we did shim the gearbox. We're going to put this back together here, and we'll get back with you in 1 second. Alright, so we just knocked this out in pretty much record time. And what were the results here? I got the wife here, so she's going to tell you what it did.
So we tested it again with 3.2 BBs, and it did 264 pretty consistently. And we're thinking about putting this stock on it.
What stock is it?
EPS.
We're running an M115 spring, and that got us to 265. Now, I really want to be a little bit higher than that, so we're looking for a 40 FPS jump. So really an M120 is probably going to be where we're going to be at to get really close to what we want. We also decided just to keep the original A2 grip. It kind of goes along with like the military theme of it, and it just kind of feels all right. And it was showing about 25 rounds per second on the chronograph with a 11.1. I don't know why I said chronograph, that sounds stupid. Chronograph. Anyway.
The chronograph.
So I am having some issues. We did end up putting the gate Aster in here. The trigger works fine. It's actually really springy rather than the hunk of garbage that was in it before. We might need to kind of ream the holes out in the gearbox just a little bit so we have a little bit of wiggle room. And then we might have to end up shimming the back of the box to push the gearbox down a little bit. Needless to say, it's going to be one cool build. Huge improvement going 13:1 gears, even at 265 with a 3.2 BB. If you want to launch some cheapo 2.0s or even 2.5s out of that box mag, you can save some money. Like, this isn't really meant to be shooting like 3.0s or 3.2s or even 4.0s or anything like that. It's not a sniper. So what do you think of it so far?
I'm excited. It's really fun to shoot.
It is, huh? You look like Rambo testing it.
Oh.
Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. We will do a conclusion video and maybe some gameplay with this coming up, so stay tuned for that. And there you go.